Hi everyone, we're going to go straight into it. So I'm a Star Wars fan, and since the High Republic Saga is coming out, I'm going to be making videos about the books, and we're all going to learn more about the High Republic universe together. Two books, Test of Courage and Light of the Jedi, come out on January 5th, and I'm going to be reading those as soon as they come out, and I'll be making content for you guys. So this video is going to be about the Light of the Jedi and the chapter that is already out for it. So you can find that on IGN, and then the link is going to be down below. So chapter 1, it's set on the Legacy Run, a freighter ship on its way to the Outer Rim. And this ship is carrying over 1,000 people and is commanded by Captain Hedda Cassette. And then what the book mentions is that these people were frugal. If they had money to begin with, they probably wouldn't be heading to the Outer Rim to try to scrape out a future. Just some background. So Chancellor So is in charge of the Republic at this time in the Star Wars universe. And this is set about 200 years before the Skywalker trilogy. So under Chancellor So, you can see that it's not a perfect government. You have these poor people moving out to the Outer Rim. Captain Cassette has a straightforward military background. The book says she has 30 plus years of experience flying for the Republic, and chapter 1 builds her character around that pretty well. And at the end of the chapter, it'll be a little confusing because you'll ask yourself, well, why did they spend this whole chapter talking about Cassette if they're just going to do that? She leaves the command center and makes her rounds around her ship. And when she comes back to the command center, an alarm goes off, and the navigation computer detected something in hyperspace, and she only has 10 seconds to react. So Captain Cassette is surprised because those computers should have detected something on the hyperlane and corrected the ship's path long ago. And we're going to talk about this in a second. So she ends up doing a fast maneuver, just almost scraping past the object that would have killed them. We don't know what the object is. It's just described as an object. And then the chapter ends with Cassette and the rest under her command dying because the ship fails to hold together and they get sucked out into space. And she made an attempt to save many of the passengers on the ship by activating the ship's bulkhead shields. There's a few interesting things I want to bring up. The first is that this was an attack. There must be something or someone valuable on the Legacy Run for it to be targeted like that. I say it was targeted because the computers only detected the object in the last few seconds. So to me, it sounds like some outsider was waiting on the sidelines, ready to push this object thing into the Legacy Run's way. And their goal was to completely destroy the Legacy Run and kill everyone on board. And I don't know if the attacker's goal was specifically to get rid of Cassette. I thought about this at first because the chapter says she was part of a joint task force early in her career. And, it's possible someone had bad blood against her. Cassette had a 30-year career in the military, and I'm sure she made a few enemies. This is one theory that someone in Cassette's past went out together. There's two more theories for what this chapter can lead into for the rest of the Light of the Jedi. Another theory is on the ship, when she was making her rounds, Cassette talked to a young teenaged human named Surge, and he was playing around on the ship, but I think later on it hints at his survival, because in her last moments, Cassette thinks about the children that may or may not have been saved, when she activated the bulkheads. So it's possible that this kid Surge is important. This is just what I think, and I don't have any evidence yet until the book comes out, but I think he might even be force sensitive and maybe become a Jedi. And yeah, just an important character later on. So that's going to be interesting. My next theory is whoever attacked the Legacy Run was going after valuable cargo on the ship. Cassette's ship was carrying super cooled liquid Tabana, and it is described as volatile stuff. And if you look up Tabana, it is a rare form of matter and could be a liquid or a gas. And then Tabana gas is used to make the powerful ionized bolts, found in blasters and other energy weapons. So Cassette was actually running weapons to the Outer Rim, which is not out of the ordinary because the Outer Rim is described as a dangerous place. So they would need to protect themselves. And then the last thing I want to bring up, and this might just be the book introducing a new alien race into the Star Wars universe, but Cassette sees in Ortolin, even an Ortolin, blue skin and long snout and the big ponderous flaps protruding from the side of its head. You didn't see many of those around. So it's kind of like blue sus, like this is a rare species. He might be connected to the attack. So thanks for listening. I'll be putting out more content in the near future, and I can't wait to be back. Thanks.